person I've had is Ivy, the only man
I feel as if you can't really talk about country royalty these days without even trying to touch on how there is a prince in the Hick-Hop community known as Ryan Upchurch. I, for one, did not expect Ryan to pretty much hit me as a great artist because, one, I don't really listen to country. I find the genre to not be my thing. But there's something about how Ryan carries his swag about himself that's almost admirable to a fault. I mean, I've kind of fallen into being one of his fans thanks to his rap tracks where he's kind of had what many people specify as Hick-Hop, aka country for people that run in a redneck circle. But he also has that sort of twang to him that if you listen to his country stuff, you won't be disappointed by the overall effect that is being presented. Something about Ryan's own demeanor and how he carries himself is something that I believe really does fix up the genre in a way that I don't see from other country artists. There are certain people that be like, you should probably talk about this person or that person or whatever person. But honestly, Ryan has earned his slot a lot more than others give him credit for. And I could list thousands upon thousands of songs, which I'm pretty sure the editor for this episode is going to be listing off certain music videos and whatnot. But all in all, great enough dude. Like, Ryan, if you watching this, I would love to just sit down with you, not to do anything for business, just actually sit down with you and just shoot the shit. I don't know. Or you'll probably just be trolling me, because I know you like to sometimes troll people for lulz, and honestly, I get it. I ramble, I get it. So, God, let's just get into this next artist before I say something to embarrass myself.
Trends got it twisted and they make country a petty style. Now where's all my country folks that actually could go survive?
Been telling all my friends just don't want to spend the money.
Now, this choice I'm doing, it's a bit of an odd one. Because technically this is more or less something that was brought to my attention thanks to my partner. But instead of talking about this lady...
The clock struck 12 and I was beautifully broken. I ain't even stressing, I do better on my own. Crown in my bedroom, I can feel the hate coming.
For various reasons I've been told by my editors for some odd reason. We're gonna be talking about Lily Rose and how she's kind of like the fresh air towards her way into country royalty. While not being around relatively that long to most people in the public zeitgeist, myself included, Lily kind of has an odd flavor to her. Allow me to explain. When you're sitting down and just absorbing the full-blown material from Lily's own lyrics, how she's carrying over the songs, how she's conveying it, there's just something mystical about it. A few people I've known kind of compare it to, like, early days country for certain artists. Like, I know one person's like, Lily Rose is kind of like a very subdued Reba, or kind of like a more soft-spoken Dolly Parton. I don't really know what to really classify her as, because, again, fish out of water here, trying to make a genre that he doesn't really have the best knowledge of makes sense. But if I were to try and have an inkling about it from the songs I've heard, like Stronger Than I Am, or Know My Way Around, or just a whole lot of Hometowns, my partner really wanted me to get a full-blown appreciation for Lily. All I've kind of really gotten is, it's kind of like a country version of Erykah Badu. The very essence of it, where she conveys an almost unearthly tone that sends you off into a different headspace. It could be for good reasons, for bad reasons, for boring reasons, for exciting reasons. But it leaves you with a very long-standing impression that you just cannot wash off. You cannot forget about, and you cannot just skirt underneath whatever surface that you're pretty much sitting under. Your desk, your dining room table, your sofa, hopefully not in a bathtub because that's weird. In its entirety, that's just the whole overarching appeal that Lily gives off that is almost untouchable. That's something I will give her because I have yet to see a female artist do this for me in country other than maybe Kelly. Maybe Kelly. Although Kelly is more pop than... it doesn't matter. Let's just get to the last artist before I get sidetracked again.
I tell my friends that I've been sleeping. You ain't the reason I'm drinking. I tell my mama when she calls.
And all I know now is it's going good. You got your hand.
I feel like I just poisoned myself before we even start up on the rest of this editorial, but you know what? Fuck it, it's fine. So after just two other country artists of like a younger genre-based thing, we also got to talk about, of course, the bigger influences where certain people said, talk about Conway Twitty, talk about Dolly Parton, talk about some other fucking people. One of my choices is going to be about Thomas Rhett until the person I was talking to about coming over today, about talking about him, was just like, who? So we decided, after much deliberation and much to my own suffering, talk about country's very own Jesus, because every genre of music has its own Jesus, apparently. So after they broke into my house last week, I decided to have my buddy Shan talk about Luke Bryan while I vomit in this fucking trash bin because I poisoned myself for food I ate.
All right, well, you continue puking in that trash bag over there. What can I say about Luke Bryan? Basically, I really like him. He is a really good person I feel like you would want to talk to. I've actually seen him live in concert once. It also just so happened to be his, I believe, 40th birthday party, but that doesn't matter. He was really nice to the crowd. Like, he was passing things out. He was trying to shake people's hands. Of course, this is before coronavirus, whatever. Also, the thing is, like, I feel like he's not fully country. He's like more of like a country pop type of situation. So I feel like other people who are not so into country music may like him a little bit more. Vince, unfortunately, you're an exception, apparently. But overall, he just has a lot of good beats, some nice lyrics to his songs, and he just seems like a cool guy to hang out and talk to.
You know what? I'm gonna trust you on that. Not just because me and sodium poisoning was definitely a thing. I would like to acknowledge more about this, but I also noticed that Jay and Laurel broke into my house today.
What?
Yeah, I know you guys broke into my fucking house today because I saw your fucking shoes in the front of my goddamn door.
You know,
I had to be respectful and take them off.
I was gonna say I'm not respectful. I kept mine on.
Then whose boots are on the front porch?
Not mine. I don't even wear boots.
Also, why'd you guys break into my house for an editorial?
You see? Anyway.
You know what? Fuck it. Just do the thing where it's a montage of the previous artist and go in the final thoughts. I'm just gonna...
Taking bars, taking, pouring all weekend, clouds ain't leaking no rain.
best way to kind of do this is straight from the heart. Overall, for me, just talking about the genre in general, I'll probably never see eye to eye with country, but I'm okay with this. However, when it comes to the artist I have chosen for this and the artist that I didn't talk about today, there is a lot of merit to be spoken about for these artists in particular. Ryan Upchurch is a prime example of trying to merge the old roots of what makes a genre and the new of what can expand upon it to make your own niche in the market. You don't need to be a solidified figure in just one facet of the entire process of it artistically. You can make it expand, make it seem a lot more enriching and a lot more powerful than what others are pretty much giving you the drive for. That way you then become the grand pinnacle that others aspire to be. That's something that a lot of people can't really get to and struggle with, and Ryan does it so well, you can't even tell if it's seamless, if it's something that's just strategized, or if it's just made for fun, and it's prophesized from all that stuff that you didn't even notice it. Lily Rose. Not a lot is known about her for when it comes to music, unless you do certain interviews. Not a lot is known about her stuff intention-wise, about how far she's going to go. No one really knows how her lane's going to be carved into it, how it's going to be as magnificent and as pragmatic as it will eventually become. But that's something that's a lot more mystifying and beautiful about it, because a lot of different stars that you see in every genre, you know point blank what they're going to develop into, how they're going to grow. Not with Lily. That's something of a beautiful marksmanship of immense artistic vision that no one person, no one being, no one studio could ever really see the grand future ahead. All you see is something that is, quite frankly, shocking, but also enlightening to see it unravel for yourself and others. Luke Bryan. Everyone wants to speak super highly about this man for reasons that I may not know personally, or even know from stuff in a fan perspective. All I'm just gonna go by is what the people I trust state and how the vibe goes in the lyrics that I've heard. And everything I've heard from Luke Bryan does scream of someone that knows how to take their status in stride, but not overcompensated with too much bravado, too much noise. Being so subtle and to the ground of it all, you can tell that that is royalty in your presence, but not someone that does it so boisterously of like, this is my power, this is what I'm going to instill into you. It's going to be someone approachable, like a long-lost friend. And that's admirable in and of itself. To state it from another perspective, like if I were to compare this, of course, to the people from part 1, these three embody what it means to be music royalty in the facets that really does go into play. Carving your own path, being mysterious yet enlightening to unravel, and being so grounded that your reputation speaks for yourself, while you, the person, can be an entirely subdued and calm individual. In its own steps, these three really do showcase every single bit of music royalty that needs to be stated, and as such, you don't really need anything else. I could say that Thomas Rhett and Savannah Dexter do kind of go into these avenues for themselves, and I will be going into more stuff about Savannah Dexter due to the stuff that's in the works on that front. Maybe not right away, but you know, it's still a lot of stuff that needs to just be kind of stitched in a little bit before I can state why they earn their crowns. But give me some time. I'll get into all that stuff at a reasonable date.